I would say engine started by probably 5:50, so in 30 minutes. And then we'll be off to Catalina today.
November 809991, radar services are terminated. Squawk 1201, frequency change approved.
Squawk 1201 and frequency change approved, 9901, thanks. LA Special Flight Rules traffic, Cessna 809991 at 3500 southbound over the top of LAX. LA Special Flight Rules. One of the busiest airports in the world, and we're just flying directly over the top of it without talking to anybody.
Number 3179, SoCal, the altimeter 3007. And this must be our navigation. Roll 52 miles from Fury, clear for the ILS, Bootrine 166.
I'm Josh, a pilot and flight instructor with a passion for the sky, sharing it with those around me and using it to see the world from a new perspective. Flying can seem super complex, but I've made it my mission to showcase safe practices while enjoying the beauty this world has to offer. Subscribe to climb into the cockpit on future adventures. This is Aviation 101.
Okay, 0991, Addison Ground, clear to Hotel Yankee India Airport. Via on departure, fly runway heading, expect radar vectors, show full and 9er departure.
Today we're embarking on a day trip to an airport that I think is on every pilot's bucket list. Catalina Island, aka the airport in the sky. But first, we have to cross over the top of one of the busiest airports in the world. In this video, we're going to talk about why we do that, how it's done, and things you should consider if you're going to do it yourself. I've edited a feature-length epic covering our entire day, start to finish, in all of its cinematic beauty. We cover the camera equipment we're using, how it's rigged, survival equipment and considerations, and into the night we run into some issues that cause us to divert, and I almost bust airspace right after that. It was a full day. With a runtime of 54 minutes, it took me 6 9-hour editing days to complete, and it's available now on Cockpit Club as the longest cinematic edit I've ever done. You can head over to aviation101.com, click Cockpit Club or the login bar, and make a free profile to access the basic feed like announcements of upcoming content and new YouTube posts. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can upgrade to Cockpit Club Premium at any time to unlock those exclusive posts like cinematic epics and the 360 VR flights. Either way, whether you're on Cockpit Club or not, I really appreciate your support of this content over the last 14 years. It's been a hell of a journey and an amazing learning experience, and I have all of you to thank for that. We rigged up the cameras, buckled into our life vests, and lined up for a dawn departure over the central coast of California.
Skyhawk 809901, Santa Maria Tower, on course departure approved, runway 30 clear for takeoff.
Runway 30 clear for takeoff, on course 809901, appreciate it. We're going to make a right turn out.
9991, roger.
Alright, seatbelts, windows, doors, fixture, mags, lights. Alright, takeoff power is set. RPM looks good. Airspeed's alive. There's 50.
R650 on runway 20.
Time checklist speed 70 to 80.
Yep.
Power set full.
Yep.
Mixture leaned as required. Instruments calibrated and cross-checked.
Looks good.
Lights and flight plan open. Climb checklist complete. Good morning, Santa Barbara approach Skyhawk, November 809901.
November 809901, Santa Barbara approach, their request.
809901, Cessna 172, just departed Santa Maria. We're 6,200 climbing VFR to the southeast. We're heading direct to the Santa Monica VOR. We're going to do the LA Special Flight Rules transition over to Catalina Island. Like to be on flight following if we could, going up to 9,500.
November 9901, city type aircraft with equipment suffix.
Cessna 172, slant golf.
November 9901, radar contact 10 miles southeast of Santa Maria Airport, altimeter 3008.
3008, we're passing 6,800 now, 991.
November 991, contact Los Angeles Center 119.05. Good day.
1905, 80991, good morning. Good morning, LA Center, Skyhawk, November 80991, 7,100, climbing 9,500.
Skyhawk 80991, Los Angeles Center, good morning. The Santa Barbara altimeter 3007.
07, 991.
Aviation 101.
8.
This is so beautiful and relaxing, but this rose has some serious thorns we have to keep in mind. 1, we're flying over some pretty rugged mountains, and there's a pretty stiff wind up at altitude. It's giving us a tailwind on this leg, but that means when we get to the other side of the mountains, we can expect turbulence and scattered downdrafts. 2, rugged terrain like this with not much for valleys in between the peaks yields very little options to land if our one and only engine has a problem. In a single engine airplane, the best thing we can do is plan our route and altitude such that we'll be within gliding distance of a suitable airport or a flat spot for as much of the flight as possible. While enjoying the beauty, we're paying attention to what's within our glide range. And 3, the final thing that's keeping our minds busy is the airspace ahead. The Los Angeles Class Bravo. More on that in a bit.
Center Sky 3782, we're direct Muppet, and then the remainder of the Ironman 2 arrival, Mach 78 or greater.
Sky 3782, Los Angeles Center, good morning. The Los Angeles altimeter 3008.
Sky 3782.
November 80991, what's your planned route of flight to Avalon today?
80991, we're proceeding direct to the Santa Monica VOR right now, at which point we will drop in altitude and we're going to transition over LAX via the LA Special Flight Rules.
November 80991, roger, thanks very much.
LA Center Sky West 4724, 7,200, climbing up to 12,000, direct makers.
Sky West 4724, Los Angeles Center, good morning. Climb and maintain, flight level 220.
Climb maintain 220, Sky West 4724.
Skywood correction, Spirit Wing 1349, contact SoCal approach 18.5.
18.5 for Spirit Wing 1349, good morning.
United 643, reduced to 270 knots. 270 knots for United 643.
Alright, so this document is found in the Los Angeles terminal area chart.
LA Center,
you like flip over the big chart, it's on the back, it's one of the little boxes.
Descending via the
along with all this other stuff, VFR transitions and all that kind of stuff.
Good morning, the Los Angeles altimeter 3009er.
3009er, Southwest 352.
This procedure basically takes us across the narrowest part of the surface Bravo, which is right over LAX. It's thick up here, comes down right over LAX, and then it fans out over the ocean.
112 Los Angeles Center, good morning, the Los
exactly.
Angeles altimeter 3009er.
So we're flying from this way, we're going to hit the Santa Monica VOR, fly the 132 degree radial until we get out of the Bravo
2720 Los
on the other side.
Good morning, come and maintain flight level 230.
Maintain flight level 230.
The ceiling of the Bravo otherwise is going to be 5,000 feet, except for right over LAX we're going to be in the Bravo, but without a clearance.
Yeah.
The pilot shall operate on the Santa Monica VHF omnidirectional radio frequency VOR 132 degree radial if you're going southeasterly, level of flight at 3500 MSL, northwesterly 4500 MSL. Don't exceed 140 knots, any collision lights and aircraft positioning navigation.
We're in a scenario that's very common in the SoCal airspace. So common, in fact, that there exists an exception to the regulations because of this scenario. SoCal lies under a big, multi-layered polygonal air traffic control zone called a Class Bravo airspace, and it cascades up and out from the big airport at the center of it all, Los Angeles International. At an airport like this, where it's mainly jets coming straight in and straight out, the safest place to cut across is right over the top of the airport. But that requires we cut through the Bravo airspace right above LAX. If you're flying on an IFR flight plan and talking to air traffic control, your permission to enter a Bravo airspace is implied. When you're flying VFR though, like we are this morning, entering a Bravo airspace requires explicit permission from air traffic control, usually in the words of, quote, cleared into the Bravo airspace. So, how are we going to fly VFR low over the top of LAX without even talking to ATC? This is where the exception to the regulations comes in. Depending on the time of day, it's a frequent occurrence, like several times per hour, that a small airplane needs to get from the north side of the LA Bravo to the south, or vice versa. If this were a normal Bravo, airplanes would either have to stay underneath the outer Bravo shelves and go way out of the way, or they'd have to bug ATC about transitioning, in which case ATC would do what they can, but they'd likely still have to vector them way out of the way to stay away from the jet traffic flows. Instead, there's a much quicker, much easier way to cut across, but you have to do your homework ahead of time.
Alright, so you see that hill sticking up out of the haze?
Yes.
That is right by Torrance. That's basically just on the other side of that hill is where we're going to depart the coast. That's Catalina.
Oh.
So we can already see exactly what we're going to do. There's downtown LA up there in the smog. We're going to dip under the Bravo, hit Santa Monica, right over LAX to that little hilltop, climb up right past that hilltop and out to Catalina.
Nice. And if we didn't want to do the transition, can we just turn into Catalina right now?
Yes, we could. We'd have to dodge the Bravo a little bit there because it goes pretty low. But if we were okay with swinging out way over the water, yeah, we could just go straight. We could have gone Santa Maria direct.
And so how far out over the water from where we're going to jump from?
From where we depart the coast to the Catalina airport is almost 20 nautical miles. Okay, so this does have us, the little arc shows that we're going to hit 4,500 before the Bravo, and that's what it's going to aim us for.
It's so wild to see all of these mountains reaching out of the clouds here, and then the tops of all the skyscraper buildings.
Yeah, that is crazy.
LA Southwest 1195 out of 6.5, climbing 8,000.
Southwest 1195, SoCal approach. Good morning, Burbank altimeter 3010. Expect higher after Lady J.
Southwest 1195.
You'll find on the backside of the Los Angeles terminal area chart the Los Angeles Special Flight Rules Area Procedure. Monitor 128.55 and announce at the flagged VFR checkpoints to let other pilots in the area know where you are and what you're doing. If you need to overtake another aircraft during the procedure, there's a note about that, and ATC authorization is not required in the LA Special Flight Rules area, so long as you follow these rules. You must be flying under visual flight rules, and you have to meet the cloud clearance and visibility requirements at all times. You must have a transponder as described in 91.215 and set it to squawk code 1201 during this procedure. You must have a current LA TAC on board. The pilot needs to fly on the Santa Monica VOR 132 degree radial. If you're traveling southeast like we're about to, you must be at 3,500 feet above sea level. If you're headed northwest, 4,500 feet. Do not exceed 140 knots of indicated airspeed, turn on all of your lights, and lastly, turbojet aircraft are not allowed to fly VFR in this area. It seems easy enough. The squawk code will show air traffic control on their screens that we are flying this procedure, and in return for this exceptional shortcut, they're trusting that we'll hold up our end of the deal and precisely follow these rules.
November 809991, radar services are terminated. Squawk 1201, frequency change approved.
Squawk 1201 and frequency change approved, 9901, thanks. 1201 on the squawk.
Dutch at 688, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Alright, profile here is showing that we are indeed under the Bravo by 500 feet.
Traffic.
Alright, 3,500 over Santa Monica. I wonder if they're doing the same thing we're doing.
LA Special Flight Rules traffic, Cessna 751 Sierra Papa at 3,500 feet over Santa Monica Airport, heading southeast, factory Special Flight Rules area, LA Special Flight Rules traffic.
LA Special Flight Rules traffic, Skyhawk 809901, 3,500 over Santa Monica VOR. We're going to be southbound over the LA Special Flight Rules area. We have 1 Sierra Papa in sight. We're going to slow down a little bit to give you a little space. Yeah, just letting us know we're about to go into the Bravo. LA Special Flight Rules traffic, Skyhawk 809901, Cessna 172, 3,500 southbound over Bologna Creek. LA Special Flight Rules. Alright, going over the top of LAX now.
Oh my gosh.
We are now in the Bravo.
I can see them right there.
Squawking 1201, lights on the correct frequency.
Oh my god, it's so cool. The plane that just took off.
LA Special Flight Rules traffic, Cessna 80991 at 3,500 southbound over the top of LAX. LA Special Flight Rules. Pretty wild.
It's insane.
Doesn't feel legal. One of the busiest airports in the world, and we're just flying directly over the top of it without talking to anybody. Our next reporting point is Imperial Highway. LA Special Flight Rules, traffic, Skyhawk 80991, 3,500 over Imperial Highway, southbound, exiting the area. LA Special Flight Rules. Alright, Zamperini Field, which is Torrance, goes up to and including 2,400 feet. Alright, we're above Torrance's Delta. We don't need to talk to them. Normally I would monitor a frequency like that, but we are approaching our destination, so we're going to go ahead and start monitoring Catalina and get the weather.
Catalina Airport, Avalon, California. Automated weather observation 0013 Zulu. Wind 230 at 08. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 12 Celsius. Dew point 06 Celsius. Altimeter 3006. Remarks. Density altitude 1,500.
We're now on the south side of LAX. It's as easy as that. It's humbling to look down at this huge passenger terminal from the window of a Cessna, knowing it's filled with thousands of people all rushing between a network of 150 gates destined for every corner of the world. Every one of them living their own lives. Excited to see family or friends on the other end of their flight, maybe to close a career-changing business deal. Or maybe they're dreading what's waiting for them at their destination. And while some of them are looking to the sky with wonder and awe, we're up here, directly overhead, looking down with our own perspective of wonder and awe. One of the many things I love about our freedom to fly is the change of perspective it naturally brings. And of course, the new places to explore. In the next episode, we'll descend into the airport in the sky. And while this airport should absolutely be on your flying bucket list, there are some things you should know before you go. We'll talk about the challenges this sloped and crowned runway presents, weather patterns over the island, taxes and fees you should be aware of, and even some not so obvious rules that are easy to break if you don't thoroughly do your homework. One of which I actually did break on this trip. All of that will be in the next episode. If you'd like to see this beautiful trip in an hour-long 4K cinematic epic, you can find it as the latest post on the Cockpit Club exclusive member feed. You can support the channel and subscribe at aviation101.com/cockpitclub or just click the link down in the description. Be sure to hit that like button if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on future episodes. Until next time, everyone, you know the drill. I want you to stay happy, stay healthy, stay current, but most importantly, stay proficient. We'll see you in the next episode as we descend toward Catalina Island. Fly safe.